Reading from Exodus 32, beginning with verse 15. And Moses turned and went down from the mount, and the two tables of the testimony were in his hand. The tablets were written on both sides. On the one side and on the other were they written. And the tables were the work of God, and the writing was the writing of God, engraved upon the tables. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, "There is a noise of war in the camp." And he said, "It is not the voice of them who shout for mastery, neither is it the voice of them who cry for being overcome, but the noise of them who sing do I hear." And it came to pass, as soon as he came near unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger burned, and he cast the table out of his hand, and broke them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made, and burnt it in the fire, and ground it into powder, and scattered it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. And Moses said unto Aaron, "What did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them?" And Aaron said, "Let not the anger of my Lord burn. Thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief. And they said unto me, Make us gods which shall go before us. For as to this Moses and the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we know not what is become of him." Well, that's not too exciting, is it? That Moses finds himself coming from the mountain. He was too long up there as far as the people were concerned. And they chose to go ahead and make themselves a golden calf. And Moses returned with great disappointment and unhappiness. And like with the psalmist, that he would have said, "Oh, that I had wings like a dove. I would fly, and be at rest." I'm not sure whether it's my age, or whether it's my senility, or whether it really is coming to pass. As we look at our world today, at no time have I seen a world that's so confused and people so frustrated and so disappointed about what is really going on in the world as a whole. Go where you want to, and they're a little somewhat frustrated, somewhat insecure of what's really going on. As one looks at the world, I think up to the age of 18, and I was sheltered, no doubt, but I never heard of a girl under 18 that would burglarize something. If you read the paper, you will see it, that it happens. At no point do I know that our young boys would go out and do criminal activities in our community, except on Halloween. Those outhouses were wonderful, weren't they? But we live in a frustrated world. As we look at our borders in Arizona, what is going on in our world? As we look at our wars that we're in, as we look at our economics, and you say, let's get to something positive, and I'm going to try to heal you before it's all over very quickly here. But David has been told that wrote this, "Oh, that I had wings like a dove. I would fly, and be at rest." David is extremely concerned at this particular point. David is hearing noise about him. David is hearing the fact that his son is out to destroy him. He's out to take over his kingdom. And as he hears this noise, and he hears the rattles, and he hears the rumors of all of this going on, He's extremely concerned of what is going on. And now I see him on the rooftop of his home. And I'm sure it was up on the hill, a little bit like our governor's mansion. It's up on the hill. And as he's on this rooftop, and as he hears the noise and the clamor of Absalom getting people together to overthrow his kingdom, not only is his kingdom going to be overthrown, but he himself is searching. And as he is pacing back and forth on his high veranda and looking over the world and hearing all this, and he's also seeing over far away, he takes his eyes away a little bit, and there he sees the hillside green and luscious, and the trees standing stalwart and reaching out to heaven. And then a dove lands up on that rooftop, and it begins to coo. And if you don't wake up in the morning to hear a dove coo, you got to go to Hawaii. It's just, those doves just coo so beautifully in Hawaii. And so he hears it, he sees this bird, and he moves a little closer to that bird. And as he moves a little closer to that bird, the bird is somewhat shy, and it backs away a little bit from him. And as David moves forward and thinks that suddenly the bird takes flight, and it takes off. And David sees it fly, and he flies until it only becomes a speck. And as it becomes a speck, and finally it vanishes out. And David, in essence, is saying, who really cares about me? My throne is about to be overthrown. And that there's great frustration in his heart. Some glad morning, when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home far on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life have gone, I'll fly away. Like a bird from prison bars has flown, I'll fly away. I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days, and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. David understood the power of God. David understood that God was on the throne, but his own son, should he go to war? He was older now. And if he went to war and he overcame his own son, did he want to live with all that grief within his own soul? Or should his son overcome him? Would he want Absalom to live with that pain? And then as he walks across that roof, he looks a little bit and he sees and he remembers the sins that he has committed and the bloodshed that he has done and the man that he sent to war to be killed. And he said, I'd just like to fly away